All righty. Thank you so much for joining me today. I do apologize for my technical difficulties. The internet was not behaving. But we are here and we are ready to get started with talking about our theme today. Oh, let's see. Oh, there we go. And so our theme, if you can see, I thought I almost lost you all, but I apologize for that. Our topic today is emotional safety, feeling understood, accepted, and supported. And that is going across the bottom of the screen. So if any of you are curious about what that means, please post comments, and I will be checking on my phone and responding to anyone who may have questions. All righty. And I want to thank Bao Chao Van for joining me today. Bao Chao, I want you to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell people a little bit about your work and what you do and all of those good things, all of your professional experiences.
Yeah, thank you for having me here today.
You're welcome.
Yeah, introductions about me. I am a mom of 5 kids, and
God
yeah,
bless you. God bless you.
and I am also a clinical social worker. That's my professional. I What else can I share about me? I love planting, kayaking, and making new recipe.
You like cooking, huh?
I do. I
So, but
do.
there are some
Not
other
baking though.
things. There are some other, no baking. I love
No
baking.
baking. Because I would burn everything.
I like to challenge myself in at literally making low carb desserts. So I enjoy
Mhm.
doing that. Um, so I like baking. But tell me a little bit about, um, because I know there are other things that you do. What have you been working on?
Oh, I love project. So
You do what?
I do love project. So there's
Yes.
different project, and I also love learning new things. Currently, I am writing a book. Hopefully,
Yes.
will be ready by supposed to be January, but hopefully ready by the end of February for
Okay.
publishing. So I'm
Yeah.
excited about that. I'm also studying ketamine and psychedelic, so that's something that I am passionate about at my work. I'm also leading a team of clinicians and intern at New Path Counseling. So it's really exciting to mentoring clinicians and intern in their learning and their professional career.
Can you tell us a little bit about what ketamine, um, is it a therapeutic process?
Yeah, so ketamine is a medicine. So we incorporate medicine and psychotherapy together
Mm,
to help client working through um, trauma, generally trauma, treatment-resistant depressions, folks. So it's in combinations of medicines and psychotherapy together
okay.
to help working through some of uh, thing that has been difficult that couldn't achieve through traditional psychotherapy.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good, good. I mean, that sounds interesting. I know you talked to me a little bit about it, but I think it's important that people know, like, if someone's looking for that type of support, that they can reach out to you at some point, you
Yeah.
know. And you are at New Path Counseling.
Yes.
So they, if
So I'm
they,
a co-owner. Yeah, I'm a co-owner with New Path. So
Right.
Fundo is my business partner, and we both offering ketamine assisted psychotherapy at our practice. We actually have an upcoming couple retreat for ketamine as well in February before Valentine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And what would that what would that retreat involve? Like, what? Tell me more about that.
Yeah, so it will be, I don't have the calendar in front of me. It's basically the weekend before Valentine. Um, and we are hoping to have a small group of couples, between 5 to 7 couples coming together. There will be a medication eval, preparation work before coming in together. It's more like group sitting for each other and being available to each other during the medicine dosing, and also integrations after the medicine session to work on skills to communicate, to build a couple bubbles using a more like attachment base for packs and tacking model incorporate
Okay.
in the weekend to strengthening and create a secure functioning relationship for the couples.
Oh, okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. That's good. I mean, I think that that would be helpful for a lot of couples, especially those who you have mentioned previously may have some challenging, traumatic experiences that might be affecting the
Mm-hmm.
relationship, or that may even be suffering from. I think you mentioned depression, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So our hope is that the
Okay.
medicine could help lower some of the protectors that come up for them, that prevent them from to tune in, to listening in, to be more available to each other.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
there will be coaching and support along the way, for a couple to engage and communicate.
Perfect.
And
Perfect.
yeah,
All righty. And so you have 5 children, you said.
yeah.
Ages. What are their ages?
They're gonna get mad at me because I don't remember their age. So I would have to open to
I
my
have it written
phone
down
on a
too.
note to look into that. When the doctor asks, like, what's the day of birth? Like, hang on, let me go in. And I'm
But
terrible with
you just
remembering
have to
date. Yeah,
think, right?
yeah, yeah,
6, 10, 14, 21, and
yeah,
25.
yeah.
A 19-year difference between your oldest and your youngest. Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And do you find that the older ones, I would say the ones that are home with you, do they help support with provide you support with the younger one?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah. 3 are home
that's
with me right
awesome.
now.
Hmm. And so, again, I want to thank you for being here today. This conversation is not a test, and there are no right or wrong answers. We're just talking about your experience as a parent, what feels hard, what feels helpful, and what you've noticed over time. You can share as much or as little as you want. And again, if a question doesn't make sense or sounds confusing, ask me to repeat it, please. This is just a conversation. All righty?
Hmm. Yep.
Okay. So the first question I have for you, Bao Chao, is can you please well, you've done that. You've introduced yourself and shared a little bit about what you do for work. Tell me a little bit about your family, and what parenting has been like for you.
Yeah, I think when I was doing that quiz, right, I
Yes.
think one of the things that stand out for me is understanding like how I was parent and how I am a parent now, parenting my children and supporting my children in their own development.
So
I
how
think
you
there's
were
a lot of
parented. So you're talking
yeah,
about you were trying to understand how you were parented and how that influenced your own parenting, right?
correct. Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. And I
And so tell me
noticed
what did you discover?
yeah, so I noticed that there's some differences. I think like it was difficult for me in completing that quiz because I can see myself at different places, and I also noticed that my professional mind get in the way as well. Like, okay, as a therapist, I should have done this A, B, and C, right? And then, but
Mm,
who I am as a parent and how
exactly.
I engage with my children on a day-to-day can be in the same pathway, and as well as can be also be reactive. It's really difficult sometimes, to really to work through some of the conflict. I'm not sure if I'm answering your questions. Just kind of reflections and
So
completing the quiz.
some of your, sorry to interrupt you. Some of your parenting experiences, you feel like when you are trying to interact with your children, you feel as if sometimes there is reactivity as opposed to being more reflective?
Yeah. They many times that it feel like that, right? Like I can give an example. If my children are wanting to bake, which I already shared that I don't like baking, because it's always go wrong. And I want them to have the experience of, having fun with making whatever that is, for now, say brownie, right? And I know it's going to be a mess in the kitchens and I have to clean up. And I would not like the way how the butter got sit on the counter, something like that. And I will intrude, right? Or or I would get mad if they did not clean up the way that I wanted to. And the reactive stand is like, we're not going to do this again because this is a mess, right?
Yeah.
Even though I'm like, oh, part of me being a therapist, like it's important that they learn and make mistake and allow that creativity to come in. But then there's the reactive is that like, oh, this, how many times that we doing this and we still not doing it right.
Do you feel like there's a level of you needing to control the environment? Do you feel like that affects some of that a little bit?
Yeah. I don't want a messy kitchen or flour over the place, right?
And they might be too young to clean it up the way you want, right?
Oh no, they try to do, like following my expectations, but sometimes it's hard to do that because you may miss an egg or something like that, right? Or the chocolate chip may be coming out somewhere, right? And so it's hard to really be present and being available in the way that I hope myself to be in.
Yeah. And so what feels most important to you as a parent?
I think for me, it's important that my children be able to have opportunity to become independent and learn through some of the mistake. I think it's important for me that they can, think and do on their own when thing calling for them. I understanding that, at each of the age is a little bit differently. Like my youngest one right now, we are hoping that he can sleep in his room by himself, and that's a project for my husband and I.
Good luck.
To do that.
Take some time. Exactly. Yes. Well, you're going to have to do more baking. If you want them to do independent things, you have to open your kitchen up to allow more baking. Oh gosh. What are some moments that feel good or meaningful between you and your children? Can you think of some moments?
Yeah, I think they enjoy being, it's interesting. I didn't even think about that because I think they enjoy being in the kitchen, making things. And they will share with me, look at this on TikTok. Can we do this? Something trending in TikTok right now is this baking mango that has some like cream inside. And my daughter will be like, Mom, you can order this on Amazon and I can do this. And I say, great. Yeah. And in my mind, it's like a million steps to get to this mango shape, color, and then the filling inside. To her is like, we can do this. It's easy.
Hmm.
piece of cake.
Yeah.
And in my mind, I'm equating the flowers, the colors, right?
Yeah.
Dyes and things like that. Um, and then I'm like, no,
No,
this is not
too
possible.
many steps, right?
So many stuff. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Can you think of other things other than the baking um, that your children might feel or you might feel are moments that are meaningful between you and your children?
Hmm. Well, I think there's something that like tangible, right? Thing that activity we do together. They sometimes think that it's not like spoken, like being patient, being available, and allowing them to kind of do their own things and being present and hope and pray for the best. Um, yeah, most of the time
Yeah.
we have fun, with our family, eat dinner together. Most meals together. Breakfast is a little bit hard, but when we have opportunity, we always come together as a family. And family could be
Mm,
like a small, like nuclear family for us. Sometimes family for us could be like different event, celebrating, birthday
yeah.
or holidays
Yeah.
with, their grandparents and aunt and uncle and things like that.
Yeah. So family,
Yeah,
so
it's
even
always
your,
important to
I'm
us.
sorry.
Yeah, we have annual trip that we do as a big family. So those
Yeah.
always a great time for all of them to connect and hanging out and doing things together.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So like the extended family also is like a big part of those special moments as well. It seems like,
Hmm.
yeah.
Hmm.
So when things feel hard or stressful with your children, what helps you get through those moments? You're experiencing some stress. The kids want you to
Hmm.
come in the kitchen and bake. You don't want to. Uh, what helps you get through those moments? What does Bao Chow do to be
Hmm.
to take a pause and to be reflective about those more stressful, challenging moments? What is it that you do to kind of to change it a little bit and make it more manageable?
Mm. Well, I think it depends on different things. Most of the time, I get really quiet. I
Hmm.
probably
Oh wow.
pause,
Yeah.
yeah, and you know, for me is getting I for me I get quiet, and I will have this face which they don't like, and
You don't have
they
to
will
say anything at all.
they know they're in trouble,
Right.
and then I think that I'm like a curious learner based on the profile,
Yes.
more of like I will have some, emotions and thought about what depend on what come up, um, and I will very quickly try to problem solve in my head, but um, most of the time my children are very emotional, so they get
Hmm.
really like whether they start crying or they just kind of shut themselves out or
Yeah.
feeling that they misunderstood. So a lot of it it just kind of waited out and just being patient,
Yeah.
and come back. So I will come back and revisit,
Yes.
um, and give them space, because they're not ready to have a conversations,
Hmm.
um, and is multiple revisit because it doesn't always seem to be in one shot.
No, absolutely not, especially not in the moment. If they're upset or they're shutting down and they don't want to talk, it's not a good time to really talk
Right.
about the issue at all.
Yes. I think
Absolutely
it's,
not.
go away, mom. You don't
Mhm,
understand.
mhm. And that's
And like I
that's
don't
one of the
understand.
but that's one of the biggest challenges too. Like kids feel um sometimes that's one of the first things they say is that you don't understand, and that's kind of what this whole concept of reflective parenting is about. It's about um being more compassionate, so that you can make connections with your children and create a calmer environment. So part of that does definitely have to do with um, taking time to understand what it is that they're expressing emotionally, understanding, allowing them to experience the emotion, but then also
Mhm.
being aware and present so that you can experience that emotion with them and figure out what it is they're trying to communicate.
Yeah.
So I think sometimes they don't, in our moment, right, when we're reactive, when we default back to, maybe you said you took the quiz and you feel, based on what you've done, you feel like you're a curious learner. And sometimes you get into the curious learner mode where you're researching and you're trying to find out the answer to why something is happening. That's usually what a curious learner does. And instead of doing that, being more reflective allows you to be open to receiving what is going on with their children instead of trying to find out the answer immediately. So kind of going
Mhm.
through that emotional experience with them so that you can come together and maybe problem solve together.
Yeah,
So,
it's not always a straight line for sure, for
no,
me at
absolutely.
least. It may
Well,
not
not
be
anyone.
right. It may not, for me, it's not gonna be like in the conversations. It may be show up, at different like different engagement. For example, like if we're gonna sit back and have dinner, or go on the hike. Those are the time that we're like, well, how do if my child, one of the incidents that she feel that I um, wasn't really protecting her privacy.
Mhm.
So is trying to rebuild trust, right? There was a rupture, and how do I repair that? And it
Yeah.
may not, because when she's thinking, like, when we sit down, we have a conversation, that means I'm in trouble. So it's never for her.
Oh,
Is
we get in
more like
trouble now.
yeah, for her is more like engaging, like in rebuilding that trust, and re-engage in a way that feel for her, she probably feel like I cannot tell my mom anything anymore, um,
Mhm.
but she know that that I have her interest at heart,
Right.
and there was that violations, right, of trust that had
Yeah.
happened that create her to feel that way.
Right.
And but at the end, it's more of like, my mom is here to protect me, my mom here is to create safety for me, and that's why she did what
Absolutely.
she did. Is she's gonna tell me other dark secret in the future? Unlikely, maybe, I don't know. But
Yeah.
it's a tough job. I think being a parent is very uh difficult job. I don't know, there's a right and wrong way, but I think if you can function from a place of love and care, and learn, and modify
Right.
as you go, I think then I think that you are in my opinion, you're in a good place.
Well, that's where that compassion comes in. Definitely.
Hmm.
Definitely. Being
Yeah.
more compassionate, caring, um, and open.
Hmm.
What so you talked about violation of trust with your daughter. When did she realize that you were there to protect her and provide her safety? Did you have a conversation with her, or did she realize that on her own?
Um, uh, it was, it was phases of conversations. Um, I did
So
have a
you did have
conversation
an
with her.
opportunity to
Yeah,
talk.
I did have a conversations, and kind of, I find that when we in that heated moment, she's got very defensive and she cannot hear it, but I still have to say it because it's important to share why, and she's thinking I'm being defensive, but that's not the point, right? As the mom, I have to um, act authority in some way when safety come in a concerns,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
And I have to take that position. It was really hard to do, but it needed, and it ruined the trust, right? But my hope that
yeah.
and I feel that with my oldest daughter, same thing. Like it take years to repair and to build trust, and
Yeah.
can't comment of how she feel right now. But I think that, we in a better place where she know that I do care and love her, and I can 100% feel confident saying that. I know that my children know that I love them and care for them,
Right.
and think about the interest at hand may not be what they think will be the interest for them in the moment.
Right.
But I think it's take time. I think down the road, she will understand, about what the
Absolutely.
intentions of it. Mhm.
Absolutely. And so you mentioned earlier that you took the quiz and that your profile is more or most aligned with the curious learner. What part of the results felt like you?
Um, in the past, I feel like when I was doing the quiz, I feel like I'm a rule keeper of problems. I feel like I'm all of them. One of the things that I feel that I'm lack of is the comfort
Mhm.
keeper. Um, I feel like it's not an automatic. It's not innate. Even though
Mhm.
I'm a therapist, it's not like an
Yeah.
innate thing that I
Mhm.
will come over and comfort.
Right.
Because I grow up in the cultures and community that support problem solving, and rule keeper to keep things organized and
Yeah.
proceed with the hierarchy, right? Like what your parents say do, kind of thing.
Right.
So that live in
These are
me,
the rules.
and
These,
yes. and I'm and I will, I think that's where my mind is and how I engage in supporting them. But I feel like I'm more gravitate and more growing into become more like a curious learner where I'm at
yes.
right now than in the past. But it's sprinkling, and kind of remind myself that uh, you know being a comfort keeper is something that my children probably needed from me. um, yeah.
Mhm. But you just kind of alluded to the idea that it is a cultural thing as far as like being a comfort keeper and all of that is concerned.
I
Um,
I don't grow up in a place where like, like my parent would not like come and give me a hug. Um, they don't say I love you. They don't, like those kind of thing that comfort keeper would do, like how, what's going on for you? How you feel? That's what the
right.
therapists do, right?
Yeah.
And
Safety
I
is a priority though amongst comfort keepers.
correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah. They were like, okay, so you fall. Okay, get up where you what have happened, and get up from where you're falling, kind of
Hmm.
like
And
the
keep going,
mantra.
right?
Yeah, and keep going. Hmm.
Oh gosh. But I can understand like how considering the fact that you have 5 children and they are very young, like it goes from a very young age all the way to adult. I can understand why you might fall under more than one profile because you parent each one of them differently.
Hmm.
And I
Yeah, they
said
have to be.
it, yeah, I said in a previous interview, probably more than one, that our profiles evolve and change depending upon experiences, depending upon our own emotions, and again, definitely depending upon the children that we are raising. So your profile is not static, it does change.
Mm.
And I'm sure that and I don't know if you notice this because your children are all, again, they range in age, but most people start off as a rule keeper
Mm.
and then they evolve into being more like curious learners, and comfort keepers, because we no longer need to problem solve or follow the rules. They already know
Mhm.
what the rules are now. At least by the
Mhm.
time they are an adult,
Yeah,
they should know what the rules are.
They
So
do know the rules
yeah.
in the kitchen. I mean, other place. Do they follow them is another thing.
Did anything from the quiz help you understand yourself as a parent in a new way?
Um, in a new way.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Like
something that
yeah, I
you're not.
was. Yeah, I think when I was saying that, I feel like as what I was doing the quiz, I feel like, oh, my children probably looking for more like being more a comfort keeper.
Mhm.
I think and that's something that I learned from the quiz.
So it
Just
kind of helps
being
you
reflective.
to
Mhm.
identify a pattern that you don't exhibit with your children, like a
Right,
emotional pattern, right? You
right.
don't
Yeah,
exhibit those types of
intellectually,
patterns that fall under the.
I can see why, but like on a
Yes,
practicality, on a day to day, that's something that I learned that, that what my children needed from me,
right.
that I can move into or support them in that way that they needed.
Yeah, yeah. And what do you think helps your children feel supported or safe with you?
Um, it's funny because I was telling my children that I'm gonna be talking to you today, and I
Mhm.
asked them that, it's like, what will make you feel safe? And they say Dubai chocolate.
Something tangible.
Tangible. I think that in our family, we have our own routine, the way what's feel important to us. I think they very, like you said earlier, that by now they do. Even my son, he know what to anticipate. He
Mhm.
would like run into me and he was like, "Mom, I brush my teeth. See, I
Aw,
like," and he was like, "I brush my teeth," and because he know that that's something that we expected in routines and how we do things, and
right,
that keep us, from a health standpoint, from the day to day, routines and how we come together, how we work through conflict. They know that if I'm upset at them, it's just because I am concerned about certain aspect. But then after that, I'm still here for you. We still gonna have fun.
right,
We may have
right,
some differences about idea of things, but I still love you and be available for you, and
right.
take you to your play date. um,
Mhm.
and we still, be able to have fun and still have some differences, and that's okay to have
Yeah,
both.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, you can have those differences, but also come back to each other and understand why. Why? I mean, because even as adults, right, we all have, a different way that we perceive things and think about things. So
Mhm.
it's important to at some point learn to understand why people might think differently than we do, just so
Mhm.
that we can understand them better.
Yes, their favorite word, that's mom. You know mom. You know mom, right?
Oh, do they say that?
Yes. And I know what that is. And I know, yes. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes, that's your mom. I'm your mom.
Hmm.
And
Exactly.
it's not about reinforcing. It's just, this is my value and this is how we are as a family. And it's important that we respect each other and follow, so we can be safe, so we can have fun,
Yeah.
so we can learn together.
Yeah. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. And then if you could share one piece of advice or encouragement with another parent, what would you want them to know? This can be anything that feels important to you.
Hmm. What do I want another parent to know? Is
Hmm.
that a question? Oh, okay. Sorry. A piece of advice to
Yeah,
another
what
parent.
would you, let me ask the question again. If you could share one piece of advice or encouragement with another parent, what would you want them to know? And again, this can be anything that feels important to you.
Hmm. I think patience,
Mm,
and I think patience has been helping me a lot in being as a mom.
Yeah.
There's sometimes that I feel like it needs to happen now. You got to do this now, and that if it doesn't happen now, things gonna be terrible. They're gonna grow up and uh, make many mistake or blah blah blah.
Mhm.
Um, there's that worry of any parent would have, and trying to be
Yeah.
proactive and trying to, sometimes that we don't want our children to make the same mistake. And
Yeah.
so we try to
Right.
be proactive and engaging them and set up, the day to day to structure it so that doesn't happen to them,
Right.
and that all of that is okay. I think from the
Absolutely.
advice to another parent, I think just patience and love.
Right. Absolutely. I mean, and sometimes, it's our actions, right, that also communicate how much we love them.
Mhm,
We go through the trials and the errors, again, them saying, you don't understand me, you don't get it. But then I
mhm,
think after repeatedly going through that same process, they ultimately realize, well, she's not going to stop. So there is a reason for this. You know what I mean?
mhm,
So learning that unspoken level of being aware of what love is as far as your parent is concerned. So I think that's
mhm,
amazing. Being patient and being available to love your child is I think that's so important. I think it
mhm,
helps the whole process because if they know they love you, if they know you love them, then
mhm.
they know that everything's going to be okay.
Yeah, everything will be okay.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Let's see. See. I think you've answered all the questions. Do you have any final thoughts? Any questions for me?
Mm. I think it's a difficult job. It's like a
You said
it's
that
like
earlier.
a 24/7 job, right? Like
Yes.
you thought that when your children's is asleep and then you can get a break, but then you are checking their backpack, you are planning for who gonna take them to soccer,
Hmm.
and is this rewarding part
Yeah.
of be able to do that and be
Yeah.
available. It
Yeah.
also sometimes can feel a lot. Um, and I don't know. I think that a lot of, as much as we give love, we also give love to ourselves and patience for ourselves as well
You
as
have
a
to
parent.
be.
Um,
Definitely. Like
because
when you say
they doubt and insecurity often creep in. Like, am I doing a good enough job? Am I
mm,
is my parenting is extreme or is
mm.
too relaxed, what
And that's
what's
where that
the
curious
best
learner
part?
comes in too. You questioning
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yes, yeah. So it's a lot
Yeah.
of that, and sometimes
I think it's
hopefully it
just
land in the
amazing.
yeah. Sorry.
I, I think it's amazing how you balance it all, like between running a full-time group practice. They don't know about the bubble tea, but your bubble tea shop. I
Oh
mean,
yeah, I do have a
you're
t-shirt.
doing a lot, but you seem to be able to balance it well. Can you tell parents one thing that you are doing to help balance all of that? How are you juggling all of that? I know
I
you
have a lot of
mentioned
help.
something about schedules, right?
Yes,
You keep a
yes.
schedule.
I do have a schedule. I have a lot of help. I'm, privileged to be able to have a lot of help. I don't run the practice by myself. I have a business partner that
Right.
running it. We also have clinicians who are supervisors. So it's a collective effort.
Good.
I have my extended family that are helpful. I have great friends who available when I have those days when like, oh
Yeah.
no, and like, what am I doing? I think, for me is having those cushions, right, to help me
Yes.
through those difficult days. And in terms of balance, I don't like the word balance because I don't know what that means being balanced. For me is knowing that um, this are, the thing that I do is I love, enjoy, it doesn't feel like a job. It doesn't feel like as a task for me. it feel that um, something that's really meaningful for me, like the bubble tea. Like I love making tea and bring community together.
Yeah.
Um, I, and that's bring me joy to be able to do that. And that's why we name it Joy Cup. Um, and the group practice is a vision that Fu and I have as we both graduated from Smith and we want to provide services and hold space for the community. And it starts
Great.
something small and can continue to build up in that way.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, it just kind of blossoms in that way, in the way that I envisioned. And
Hmm.
I know my children probably feel differently about things. They really like, they at the bubble tea place and help out when
Yeah.
they want to. Um, and yeah, I think it set foundations of who I am and the capacity and creating space for my family with a schedule and maintain different identities, right?
Well, and
That
that's
I
where that
have.
balance comes in. Like you're balancing all of those things. Like
Hmm.
not one thing carries a heavier weight than the other.
No,
That's what I mean by
yeah,
balancing them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, my family come first.
Yes.
So when things feel like too much, and the act of balance is just anchoring, putting my family as a priority, and everything, comes second. But lately, I've been saying family is including myself too. So putting my family
Yeah.
as a
Yeah.
priority of things.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
Good to hear. Because we all have to do it as parents. We sometimes forget ourselves. So we
Hmm.
have to make sure that we are taking care of ourselves.
Definitely.
So, but anyway, thank you for sharing your experience today. Your story and your reflections matter. There is no perfect way to parent, only real people doing their best. I appreciate you being part of this conversation. And for those of you who are watching, always remember the 3 C's: compassion, connection, and calm will help build your capacity to be a reflective parent. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight. Have a good evening. Thank you again, Bao Chao. I will talk to you soon.
Thank you all. Be well.
Bye.
Bye.